Hello there. I recently finished the full ZB method, so I am going to do 12 example solves with the ZB method, and I really hope this will help some people out a lot. The scrambles will be in the description. So I'm dual colour neutral, which means I use both white and yellow. Here I am going to do white, and my first pair is going to be my first pair is going to be this pair. I'm going to make a free pair. So I'm going to start from here. I'm going to do U prime, wide R, B prime, R prime to put all these three in. Then I'm going to do F, wide U, and then I'm going to insert this pair, and then do an F prime, which puts this in the back right. Now the first pair I really see, because these two are in awful spots, is this pair. So I'm going to take it out, rotate, and solve this. Next I'm going to solve this using keyhole, and I concede this pair. And then for this pair, the alg that I use is first this OLL. So from here I do this OLL, then cancel into insert in the pair. And for this ZBLL, you have these two, for the corners, you have these two are matching, this one is opposite, and there is a Z perm pattern here. So you're going to do a U2, and the alg is R prime U2 R U2. Also, the AUF is at this bar, there's a U, so there'll be U2 AUF. So I take this pair out like this, which forms this block. Then I do a D prime, and then R, U prime, R, U, R, U prime, R2, D. Like that. Now we go to the next scramble. So for this scramble, it's a very nice scramble because I can see that I can do L, R2, F, R, and then there will be like a free cross thing here. And I can also see that I have these these like things, which I'm going to do as my second pair into the back left. So I'm going to do an R, L2, well, sort of like wide R2, and then you move this block, and then I'm going to do U, L, U prime, F prime to set up this pair, insert this pair. Now I'm going to do this pair in the back, and I can see what this is going to be. So I'm going to, so the ZBLS alg, you put this pair, so you take this edge out and put it into the back, and you cancel into this. And then for this Sim ZB, I just know this one from like two-sided recog. So for the CP, these two are opposite and this one is matching. And basically, all it is, it's going to be soon cancelled into inverse J perm. So I'm going to do U prime, and the AUF goes by this edge. And that's the algorithm. Now for the next scramble. So for this one, there's a few things. There's quite a few blocks on yellow. So I'd probably do yellow. I do U prime to move this edge here. Then I'll do R prime, B prime, R2. And then F to join this block. And then L2, F2, L prime. Like that. And then I will rotate and solve this pair. And then here, this is probably the first pair that I see, but I remember that this edge is solved. And it's for ZBLS and stuff, it's better to solve the back right slot first. So you have the front slot free. And for this ZBLS, you put the corner here and you do a hedge. And then you solve this pair. And for this ZBLL, I don't know the two-sided recognition for this. But I think I know it actually. So, okay, now, so I thought it was opposite CP. So you do it from here, and then you recognize that these two are the same, and it's an anti-soon, and this one is adjacent. Then there's this block here. So you hold it from this angle, and the AUF goes by this corner. So there's going to be no AUF. And that's the alg. Now this is the next one. So for this scramble, there's another block here. However, yellow also looks good. So because I can solve the cross and get a free pair. So I'm going to hold it here and do UD prime at the same time. And then I can do L R2 prime, which oh wait, not R2, sorry, just R prime, and then D R prime D prime, and then here I thought that was going to be in the top layer, but here I can see that this is going to be next pair. So if I do this, then this is going to end up in the bottom. So from here I'll just do F2 wide RU2 wide R prime. Next I'll solve this pair by setting up to this, and I already see this. So now I'm going to rotate. And now for this pair, you put this corner in the back, take this edge out, forming this pair, and then you make EO. And then for this ZB, you recognize that it's an LZBLL and it's a 2GLL because these two corners are opposite and this one is adjacent. So you hold it here and do R2, U, R prime, U prime. Then you sort of do like a back sort of like move. And then you do another one of them, but ending with a U prime. And then you do that. And AUF goes by this corner like last time. Like that. Now this is the next scramble. I forgot to unpause it then, but yeah. So I'm going to do white cross, which gives me a free pair. So I'm going to do F to move these two adjacent, and this already sets up a free pair. So I'm going to do R prime D prime R D2 to solve the cross, and then I'm going to rotate to insert this pair. And I see this pair here, so I'm going to like cancel into this pair, which takes this pair out, which I'm going to insert. And then I rotate into this pair. So for this DBLS, you sort of like insert this edge, do U, M prime U2, and insert the block. And now for this ZBLL, it's a 2GLL pi, so these two are the same and these two are opposite. And then you have these two blocks here. I know a lot of people like to do soon, U prime soon. However, for me, I prefer this algorithm, where the AUF is these bars go to here, so it's going to be U2 AUF. So you do R prime U prime RU, anti-soon, then insert that pair with a U2 AUF. Now this is the next scramble. And so for this one, I do I'd start from here. I do U prime, R2, U2, R prime, which solves this edge. Then I do D prime L, D2, which solves these two. Then I do an F2. Next I see this pair, which I'm going to solve by taking that out and inserting with wide F moves. And then you have this pair, which I'm going to do a hedge, insert. Now for this pair, for this ZBLS, you do wide R U prime, wide R prime, U2, and then you undo the wide R moves, which creates this 3 pair. And here you just get the same ZBLL as before. Now here is the 7th scramble. So on yellow, I do this where I do R prime F, R U R, which solves this edge. Then I do U prime, L D L, which solves this corner. And I do a D and a U and then pseudo slot these two. So I do R, F, U, F prime, R prime, D2. Then I'd solve this pair so it'll go in the back left by setting it up to this pair and inserting. And then for this pair, you have this pair and there's an edge here. So I do an S prime, R, U, R prime, S. Then insert, and I already know it's going to be a U case, and it's going to be this pattern where there's like these two are the same, these two are the same, and you have this sort of Z-perm pattern all the way. So I do a U2, and then the alg starts like one of them inverse F perms. Because like you can have one of these F perms, so it starts like that, but instead you just end with F moves. And for the AUF, this edge does a U2. So again, it's like that. Now is the next scramble. Here I do yellow, so I do R, F to insert these and set this cross edge up, D, L to F prime to put these in, then cancel into this pair by doing L2, U2, L, and then inserting that corner like this. Then you can do a wide U prime to solve this using keyhole, like that. And then I'd rotate and solve this pair, and I already know that because none of these edges are oriented, it's going to be a dot ZBLS. I know that. I know what the next pair F2L will be. It's going to be the same case as before. It's like this, where I did this. And now for this soon ZB, you recognize it by these two are the same, and this is adjacent. So this is a diag one, then these two are the same. And for AUF, this does a U, so there's going to be a UAUF. So L prime, but I execute it as like wide R prime, F2, then R, F prime, F2, wide R. Then you sort of do this winter variation, like that. Now is scramble number 9. So here I'll do white cross, which also sets up a 3 pair. So I do F, R prime, D prime, U to put this 3 pair in, L, and then I'd cancel into this pair, doing R to U, R prime, U, then inserting, and then I do keyhole, D, R prime, U prime, R, D prime, U, so I can recognize this CBLS, which I do this commutator for, and then end with a sledgehammer. Although I know some people just like to do this, or end with that into insert, but I don't like that, I just prefer this. And then for this ZBLL, you have these two that are matching, this one is opposite, and then you will sort of have this like U perm here, so you do a U2, and for AUF, I just recognise that the corner does a U2, but you can also recognise that the edges stay the same. So it starts, so this is quite a nice alg, and it goes like this. Okay, so this is scramble number. So here I do LF to solve this edge and then solve these two cross edges. I notice that this edge is solved, so I do U, and I'm keeping in mind this pair here won't move because I'm doing R2 D prime R2 D2, which solves this X cross. And then I'm solving this pair, and I've seen this pair, so I'm going to solve that. Rotate. Now this is one of the ZBLSs that Giovanni got in his world record average. So here you just do a hedge and solve this pair. And then here I can do a two-sided recognition, but I'm just going to do it from this angle to make it easier for you lot. So these two are the same, and there's like this unrecognizable pattern here, but there's a H-perm pattern here. So you're going to do wide R, U2, wide R 2 prime, F R F prime, then you do an R prime, wide R U2, wide R prime. Now we scramble 11. This isn't an ideal scramble, but actually it is a good scramble. So here I do R prime, F prime, DU, which makes this block, and then L2, I think I messed up earlier on, but R prime U, R prime F, and then, well, actually I'd solve this pair, it's a bit better, and then I'd solve this pair, then I'd rotate for this ZBLS, and I know a lot of people don't use this alg that I do, but I do an F prime U, and then I like to do a sexy move to make this bar, and then I cancel into a sledge like that. And then this is a very nice UZBLL, so it's a 2GLL because these are the same and these two are opposites. And then you have this sort of UB perm pattern, so if you do a U perm then it'd just be a 2 twist. So you do it here, and then for AUF this does a U, so there's going to be UAUF. So you take out this, and then you like take these out like that, and it's such a good alg. Okay, this is the, I don't know, it's just a really nice alg when you don't lock up. So now it's a final scramble, and here it is. Okay, so I'm gonna do some pseudo F to L here. I'm going to do R prime D L D R prime, well, U prime R prime actually. Then I'm going to solve this pseudo pair like this, and then here I'd solve this pseudo pair, which is free pair, and then I'd solve this next pseudo pair like this. And now for this ZBLS, it might be a bit hard to recognize because it's pseudo, but you do this or you do this, either works, and I'd align the thing, the bottom layer. And then for the ZBLL, you have these two matching this one adjacent, and you have a Z perm pattern here, so it's a diag L case with a Z perm here. You could also recognize that there's a block here. So here I know two algs for this one. The first one is for TPS spammers, and the second one is one that I use. So the first one is R from U to R, J perm, and then insert this pair. But the one that I use, you do a U, and for AUF this goes here, so there's going to be U to AUF. Wait, no, no, sorry, this moves here, but my bad, sorry about that. So it goes like that, which is pretty cool. That was like a really nice solve because it was pseudo stuff into pseudo ZBLS and ZBLL. But yeah, I quite enjoyed doing this, and I guess that's it now that I've learnt ZB. It was quite a fun journey sort of to learn all the algs. But yeah, bye.